Hello, my beautiful and talented people. Thank you to everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, booking readings. It all matters, and I'm very grateful. Today, we're asking, how do others feel about you? So, we've got pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. And just to let you know, there is a free reading, 2 free readings as soon as they hit 5,000 subscribers. So make sure that you're subscribed and you comment if you want to get in on that. So pile 1, 2, 3, and 4 again. Just take a moment, choose which one feels right for you. We're going to move on to our gorgeous pile number 1s. Hello, pile number 1. How are you doing today? How do others see you? 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and Ace of Wands. People see you as very independent. People see that feel like you're happy with yourself, that you're not dependent on other people, that you're like both happy within yourself and financially stable within yourself. Whether it is the case or not, it's how they feel about you. They see you as somebody who has very clear boundaries, who is very intelligent, who is a clear communicator. They also people also see you as very desirable. People do want a a passionate beginning with you. People do see you as a passionate person, and also they see you as well-rounded because cups, pentacles, swords, and wands. And these are your happiness and your stability are fulfilled within yourself, that you are somebody who's very at the highest level of intellectual focus and clarity, like and you're somebody that people find very desirable. So overall, you come off as somebody who is you're just somebody who comes off as having everything that somebody may want from a partner. King of Cups, 2 of Swords. How do others see you? 8 of Cups. And the 4 of Swords. Because you are strong within yourself, and you're happy in yourself, you are willing to emotionally walk away from anything that is unfulfilling, because being with you is fulfilling. So if somebody's not bringing fulfillment to the table, they're aware that you will move on. With the 4 of Swords, I feel like you contemplate before you take moves. You are, and again, it's because you definitely don't give off desperation. And like you're gonna make sure that you're healed enough to move forward. With the 2 of Swords, are you somebody? It's a mental conflict. Why is the 2 of Swords here? Queen of Swords. So people feel like Queen of Swords, Queen of Swords. People feel like you're going to make a logical judgment. That even that you will choose your logic over your heart. They see you as somebody like if If things don't make sense for you, then you're willing to cut it off. It's and the King of Cups. Are you the King of Cups? Do you have a King of Cups in your life? I feel like you do have a King of Cups in your life. Again, it may be somebody who is male, it may be somebody who is female. It is just this energy of very emotionally deep, but they may not be expressive. So tell me about this person because I feel like it's significant. Three of Swords. I feel like you may have somebody in your life that may have had strong feelings for you and at the same time did not express them. And because there was a lack of expression, there you cut them out of your life and are, just moving on to doing what you need to do. So I feel like I feel like this it is I feel like this person, like, they broke your heart by not being expressive, and unfortunately that led to them getting their heart broken because because they were not fulfilling your needs. You walked away because they unfortunately would while they had a lot of passion for you, they had to be open with their feelings. Were they open with their feelings? I feel like they very much were not. So it could be a love interest and it could even be a family member. It could just be somebody who did not show you that they cared about you. And because of that, they lost you. Again, it could be family, could be friend, it could be a love interest. Knight of Wands. I feel you, however, if you're not going to have a potential relationship with somebody, like if it was a love interest, you're walking away from unfulfilling and moving towards what you're passionate about. I get that you are willing to charge forward and yeah, you're just you have really you have minimum and reasonable standards of treatment. And when people don't fulfill that, even if it hurts, you just take the time you need to heal, walk away, and start moving towards whatever you're passionate about. So with the Five of Cups, you're definitely somebody who, you still feel the pain and you still feel the heartbreak. But I'm getting with this that you aren't that you're unwilling to just stay looking at what was lost. You don't, even though you take losses, you don't spend a lot of time crying over spilled milk. I mean, you may, but it doesn't like affect your actions. You're like, if somebody is unkind, you're not going to stick around, even if it hurts, even if you still care about them, even if it takes a long time for you to get over them. You are, I feel like with this in when in relation to the other cards around it, you're it's not that you're unaffected by the pain, but you will make lemonade from the lemons that you're given. With the moon, a lot of people find you mysterious. They find you mysterious. They don't understand what your actions. And I think an extent they don't understand, specifically your resilience. Yeah. Because you may fall down, and you certainly have hurtful things happen, but I feel like you simply are willing to accept the situation as is. And cut out anything that's not helpful, keep moving forward. And it doesn't mean that you stop feeling, but you just have enough discipline to do that. With the Seven of Swords, do people think you're sneaky? Do people think you run away? Why is the Seven of Swords here? Because I'm not getting either of those things. Queen of Cups. I feel like a lot of people initially misread you because you often come off as somebody with their heart on their sleeve. And I feel like people think that they can get away with things with you. Um, but you actually are the Queen of Swords. So you're that powerful, but previously probably hurt queen that has had to. It's just people get really surprised because you are caring, but the problem is you've had to cut people out of your life, not just one person, but you to get um to just navigate through life at all, you've had to protect yourself. You haven't really. I'm getting a lot of that. You know, a lot of things happened where you were the only one to be able to protect yourself. So you learn to protect yourself, but you still come off as this very soft, very loving queen. And unfortunately, some people mistake kindness for weakness on your end. So they try to get away with things. And unfortunately, some people only realized that they really messed up after it is too late to undo the damage. What I'm getting is like you're very nice, you're very sweet, you're very kind until you've had too much, and then you've had too much. Um, how do others see you? And that's why you come off as mysterious because and obviously those people who are showing you that that they will take advantage of somebody who's very sweet and kind, they are doing you a favor because they're allowing you to clear them out of your life. Because if that is obviously not the highest quality person at their level of development. Like, they could become better people, but that's not your job. I feel like you may be willing to make the hard cuts in life, but you really are grateful for all the good things that you have. You really are grateful for the people that you can depend on. But and you are really grateful for the happiness and the stability that you built for yourself. And I feel like it's not that you're very independent, and a lot of that is not due to a desire for independence. It is done from a necessity. of independence. That being said, you do it really well. So with the rats, somebody was reminding me it was the year of the rat. And some of you could be year of the rat, but I'm not feeling like that's the message from most of you. So you're really able to, you're really able to see people's dark sides, and it's because you're willing to accept their behavior as is. You're willing to, that if, you know, if the actions are a rat, then they're a rat. You know, probably misquoting Maya Angelou, but when somebody, you really, when people show you who they are, you believe them. And you've come to this through a lot of heartache. And this is not, you've done really well, but this hasn't been a journey without heartache. And there is some aspects about you that, again, sometimes people misread you. They don't understand, and they use different patterns. They use the patterns that they're comfortable with, which are unfortunate unhealthy patterns. With the mask, are you wearing a mask with people? I feel like you unmask people. And maybe not to other people specifically, but again, there is something about you that makes people unmask themselves and show you what is really going on with them. And you are really willing to believe that and move on. So people don't come, unfortunately, often don't come forward in a straightforward or kind way towards you, which does cause heartbreak. But you have a lot of wisdom, and I'm getting that your instincts are very good. So if for some reason, just because you have had to let people go, if you wonder if that, if you know, mostly I'm getting that you are a very self-assured person, even though you have just received a lot of pain. But Spirit wants you to know that your heart, you know, it's got, you know, it's mostly guided you in the right direction. I feel like you guys are highly sensitive people, that have been highly toughened by the world, while at the same time you haven't lost your loving energy. What do people feel about you? Yeah, but again, whatever people have brought, have you've made prosperity from it. You have definitely, if people, I feel like you're actually, even though people do come for you, you're actually kind of demoralizing to come for, because people do find that, you know, somehow you just end up better off in the long run. But yes, people can see, that they can see and appreciate you. They do see that your independence, your strength, the happiness you built for yourself, the power you wield on your behalf, and your own internal fire towards what you want. So yes, people find you very attractive, both physically and, just they do appreciate what you have to bring to the table. And I feel like you're not a cold person, but you are a person who shuts down and cuts off anything that's not acceptable. Because you're willing to accurately look at a situation. You're willing to take your emotions out of the deal, even though you are also somebody who's, very, has a lot of emotional intelligence. You are somebody who, I feel like your default is very heart-based, but you're willing to clearly see people's behavior instead of projecting what you want that person to be. So you have a particularly clear sight, and you have that is able to make you make clear decisions, and you really act on that. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you. If for any reason you want a free reading, I'm going to give away two as soon as I hit 5,000 subscribers. So just make sure that you're subscribed, you comment, and then you're booked for. Well, if you subscribe and you comment, you're in the running for one of the two. And I also want to say thank you to everybody who's been booking readings, liking, sharing, subscribing. It all helps me on my quest to still be able to do this. So thank you. We're going to move on to our gorgeous pile number twos. Hello, pile number two. How do others see you? Three of Swords. How do others see you? Queen of Swords. The Emperor. And Justice. Well, people see you as a very strong personality. With the Three of Swords, the Queen of Swords, Justice, and the Emperor. Um, I know that this is kind of an intense statement, but like people see you as somebody who will rip your heart out, and I mean your own heart, to do the right thing. Like you when I say intense, I mean intense. You have people also see you as somebody who cares about fairness, and who has a great deal of control. They see you as somebody who really sets clear limits. And people see you as a very intellect based human being. But yeah, and it's not that people see you as a martyr per se, but like they do they do see the capacity for you to just, completely, like they see you as somebody who will fight to death for your beliefs. That's what they see you as. The Six of Pentacles, but again, they see you as fair. They see you as fair, they see you as clear, they see you as balanced. They see you as um, wanting to make sure that everybody's needs get met in the situation. Like you have this intellect, you have this practicality, you have this extraordinary strength and manifestation ability. Like people see you as somebody who can make whatever you want to happen. The devil, though, so even people, I'm going to go back to that because I feel like you can need to pull one more card before the hermit. So with the devil, I feel like people feel that you are fair, but at the same time, it's like they feel like the inflexibility of it is unhealthy for you. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Um, and even though they know you're coming from a place of wanting things to be right, I feel like people do want you to consider things more. Yeah, people do want it's like people do want you to be able to release a really serious burden. And maybe this burden is what motivates you um, to this degree, but like the devil is about a stuck energy. The devil is about unhealthy connection. It can be and it doesn't mean I'm not getting that people think that you're unhealthy for them. Do people think you're unhealthy for them? I feel like they feel like ripping out your heart, to do what you think is right may not be the healthiest thing for you. They want you to unencumber yourself because the fool is holding on to nearly nothing and the devil is holding on to nearly everything. So the fool is free and the devil is trapped. So a lot of people do feel that you are trapped by this intensity that you have. What do they want you to consider? People want you to look inside and see what is making what you're unable to release. What is It's kind of like it's like an unhealthy drive. It's like like people see you as extraordinarily driven, extraordinarily, successful and strong and fair, but they also feel like it would be a good thing for you and like for your heart. Like I feel like some of you people are really genuinely afraid for your heart. And I'm not talking in an emotional way. I'm talking in a at some point you need to rest kind of way. Because and people want you to do whatever reflection you need to do so you can release the burden that's driving you. Because I feel like you're an extraordinarily driven person, you're an extraordinarily successful person. You're actually also a very admired person, but people are worried about you. Like you give a lot of like really serious workaholic energy. Um, Five of Wands, and I feel like that harms some connections in your life. How do others see you? It's like you're at a place of, it doesn't matter how I feel, and it doesn't even matter how badly I hurt. I just have a job to do and I'll do the job. But feel people actually really want to pour love into your cup to give to you. You give an energy of like, you're making things happen, but you're like working so hurt. So people do want to like offer you love and healing. They want you to let go of this drive that has gone to the extent of being unhealthy. They want to be able to have stability with you because they do see your value. But that Eight of Swords, they see you stuck in the self-made prison. And sometimes it's not completely self-made. Like sometimes whether it's family or when we were growing up, and I feel like for a lot of you, it was like you were, given completely unreasonable expectations, which quite frankly, you've done a more than amazing job at fulfilling. But you have taken those things as true and let them keep you in a prison that it wasn't ever true, but as long as you believe that it's true, it's still your prison. Um, and with the Nine of Cups is about, yeah, people want you to have joy. There are, and you know what? Sometimes we have people in our lives that no matter how successful we may be, or how amazing as people we may become, that person won't ever be satisfied. That's important to understand. And I feel like for the most part, is that person still in your life? I feel like a lot of you, this person isn't even still in your life, but the beliefs that you co-opted as your own really are when people just want you to find joy. So with intuition, I'm not getting that people think that you're very intuitive. I'm getting that people want you to be able to follow your intuition, which is, you know, sometimes following your feelings outside of just what makes sense on paper, because you do have a lot of energies that do prefer, you know, sorry, very logic, but very hard edge, very, and people just want, you know, to be able to release those bonds, to be able to drop the burdens that are keeping things, you know, chaotic in your life. So people want you to kind of be willing to take a leap of faith on your intuition, because people want to give you stability and love, and want you to find happiness. I feel like you're probably much more loved than you know, and it's a lot less dependent on what you do than you think. Like, obviously, we're all responsible for being decent human beings, but I feel like it's like you think that if you're not perfect, that you can't be loved. And people really want to show you love and want to have stability with you and would kind of like it if you dropped that belief. So with the star, like people like have a lot of hope for you. People see you as somebody who can heal. Like, people already know you're amazing, but they think that you're going to like have this healing, have this greater potential. But there is this persistent heartbreak kind of pain. Some of you are so much in your head space and your logic space because you're an open wound. And unfortunately, you haven't really addressed that. But you did find your worth in other things, and they are things that you can point to. And yeah, I feel like a lot of you, like, you want to be able to have these tangible things that you can always point to show that your value, because this heartbreak that is still not resolved, that quite frankly people want to help fulfill your emotional needs, but because this is unresolved, it's like you find your worth in being the just person, being the strong person, um, being successful in a societal way. But you should know that you are loved. But a lot of you really have trouble feeling loved. And again, even if you feel love, that you are loved, because it's not that you can't feel love; it's that you have trouble feeling loved. And you also feel like you need to hit incredibly high bars to be loved. But there are people in your life who love you whether you're perfect. There are people who love you on your bad days, and and don't need you to be perfect at every point. That their love is kind of a constant thing for you. But um I think with those people specifically, there is this. It's like, to some extent, the people who care about you really, they're the people that you're most likely to have kind of an issue with. And maybe because it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel real, maybe. But there is a importance in transitioning. The door is about moving from one thing to another. So this entrapment of your pain, which would be the devil, and entrapment of your mind, which is that Eight of Swords. So you have the ability to transition and transform. This was on the back. So it is important also that you transition from unhealthy relationships. And I feel like to some extent, because of this open wound, it may be easier for you to understand more conditionally loving relationships because that is what you're used to. That doesn't, however, mean that you need to stay there. It doesn't mean that there's something deficient in you. But the unresolved pain can sometimes force you, not force you, because we're all in a like in your unexamined way, you may be reproducing. But people do see your value. You've done a lot to, establish who you are, to do well by whatever measurable standard you can to be the best version of yourself, in the way you know how. And people do see your value. But there is a necessity for delving below the surface with you. And there is a need for you to work together with people. And I feel like sometimes, so you won't be vulnerable, you want to control. But people do see you as somebody who will be able to unlock their happiness, but you do need to stop letting the old beliefs control you. And people want you to put nurturing towards you. Like, people don't feel like you're unfair. Like, people do feel like you're somebody who's trying to make sure everybody's okay. But I think that people want to also have you make sure that you're okay too. And people just want you to be able to see clearly, because once you realize certain things aren't true, you'll realize that you weren't stuck. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you, pile number 2. If you do want a free reading, I'm going to give away 2 as soon as I hit 5,000 subscribers. So just make sure that you are subscribed and you comment. And thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Especially everybody's been liking, sharing, subscribing, and booking readings. So we're going to move on to our gorgeous pile number 3s. Hello, pile number 3. So, my gorgeous pile number 3s. How do others see you? Sorry about the lighting. How do others see you, pile number 3? The World, the 8 of Pentacles, the Justice card, and the 7 of Swords. All right, overall, these all but one are very, very good. With the World being the first card out, and the 8 of Pentacles, I feel like people can see and acknowledge that, through hard work, that you have you have obviously leveled up. You are a stronger person with the Justice card, with the Justice and the World card. There is a lot of desirability. The World, of course, very desirable woman. The Justice card ruled by Venus, but people do see you as hardworking. People see you as fair. People see you as balanced, and people see you as I'm just getting aspirational. Like they see you as just definitely standing out, somebody who is balanced between, the qualities that you would want. But this Seven of Swords, are you somebody who's sneaky? Are you somebody who walk away? Why is the Seven of Swords here for you? Three of Pentacles. With the Seven of Swords, clarified by the Three of Pentacles, I feel like no matter how far you've gotten, it's like you were at the very beginning. They're at the very beginning of life for you. I feel like there was something that unfairly affected your foundation. Yeah, I feel like because like the Three of Pentacles could be about collaboration, but I just really strongly felt that this was about, building that foundation in your life. And there was something in, and I feel like most of it's in early childhood, for most of you, which, you know, was just outright disruptive of your foundation. It's like you, no matter what happens, you leveled up. You didn't, even though you kind of had started out with an inherently shaky foundation, because of really poor actions on someone's part. I feel like it's definitely not your part. I feel like you were just, a lot of you were really set up for failure. But regardless of that, you took what you could and you built it up, and again you found another level. And I think that unfairness, yeah, that unfairness still drives you to some extent, but I'd say mostly in a good way. Like it drives you to be fair and seek equity because of a fundamentally unfair um, and destabilizing thing that happened to you. The Chariot, regardless, people see, yeah, people see you like a superhero. And, it may be different in your own mind, but people see you as overcoming something that a lot of people don't overcome, and kind of doing it with style. So again, aspirational. People, there is some extent where people do put you on a pedestal, do like put this shining light around you because of the accomplishments that you have been able to do, um, which is not always helpful, because no matter how far you've come, you're still a human being. But people see this, see you as a success, see you as aspirational, see you as somebody very strong, as somebody that is able to move forward, who, in the face of unfairness became fair, um, who, continues to build yourself. And again, they see this fairness, and they see that they're, if you see something that isn't right, you're gonna come out with a sword swinging, like, yeah, you are definitely okay. You're definitely like, two things came up. Like, you are definitely unable to be silent in the face of injustice. Um, you will swing that sword of truth, with no matter what it costs you, really. The other thing, yeah, there's there's an overwhelming importance for it to be communicated. It needs to be communicated. You refuse to let it be in silence, because I feel like you understands how toxic silence can be regarding injustice. And I feel like, while you are personally, like, you'll cut people out of your life because there's behaviors you don't deal with, but I feel like you're no matter what happens, it doesn't matter where you see the injustice, you're willing to take the fight, like, and it's not even in a passionate way. It's in a, this needs to be talked about, this needs to be cut off. Like, it's some of this is even from a very surgical kind of way, almost. But there's truth and only truth. So some of you may have had really dishonest people, that now I feel like a lot of you, dishonesty really triggers you badly. With the Tower, again, you had something that was fundamentally unstable, that was incapable of being stable, and it was, and I feel like that wasn't because of you. That was just, I feel like most of the people in this pile, you may have, there was some fundamental instability, whether it's instability in your home, whether the entire, you know, system was unstable regarding you. Like, this could definitely be dealing with racism. This could definitely be dealing with abuse, of whatever kind. It can be like poverty, could be death, but something inherently unfair and destabilizing is very much a part of your growth. However, with the Two of Cups, you are somebody who is deeply invested in balance. You are somebody who can give and receive, who does seek out and value partnerships. So, I mean, despite this destabilizing influence, I feel like you are somebody that can maintain bonds. And the Knight of, um, yeah, I feel like you've done such a wonderful job. You've built yourself up strong despite having things fall down because uh, of things that were completely outside your control and were completely unfair. But you're still somebody who invests in relationships. You're somebody who shows people you care. And you're somebody who brings healing into relationships. So you are a person, it's it's you are a person of the light and you were born in the darkness. And you have, through your gratitude, through your hard work, you have overcome huge obstacles. You have completely changed what your life looks like. You have completely changed the patterns that are acceptable. And while this heartbreak that you have had to deal with has has deeply affected you, um, you have gone to another level of um, letting it control you. You know, you're not letting these horrible things control you. I mean, at some point you probably did because you're a human being, but at this stage, you're somebody who, well, the effects of this, the need to have honesty, the needs to have clarity, the need to um, stand up for what's right, no matter what it costs you. Those are things that you continue to keep with you. But I feel like you're willing to emotionally release um, the people who cause this instability, who cause this, extraordinary pain and suffering. You're at this point in your development, you don't wake up every night thinking about these people anymore. What they did is they galvanized you into this, I'm going to say, this powerful weapon that is completely focused towards truth and honesty and fairness. And I feel like you're grateful that they are that kind of person. But I, even even though this heartbreak was very important in shaping you, it doesn't hold you back anymore. Don't panic. Yeah. I feel like because you have dealt with such extreme situations, you have a great deal of calm because you know what you can survive, you know what you have survived. So you're somebody who's very, the term battle tested comes to mind. You know who you are when things are bad. And you're not, and you're also somebody who, I'm you're somebody who, with the justice and that Queen of Swords, you're somebody who maintains a clear head, a cool head. So with the rose quartz is about love. And again, you are somebody that despite the traumas of your past, and they really were traumas, you have you do know how to show people love. You can have stable attachments. You do inspire love. You are somebody who's in this gratitude is a form of higher love, and you are somebody who is in that heart space, and because you are able to be grateful for the joyous things that you do have in your life, you do have this loving core, and with that Queen of Swords you have this clarity. I see kind of crystal clarity. So with the so people see you as somebody that has the key to you're somebody that has the key to your happiness, but other people see what you have done, what you have been able to work past, and again, see you as aspirational, see you as hope for them. Want to know how you did what you did. Um, I feel like yes, you are a very fierce person. But like I'm not even get like I'm not even getting a very angry energy from you. So it's not like you don't lose your temper. Um, at least for the most part, that's a very rare occurrence for you. But you are a very fierce person. You are somebody to be reckoned with. And you do have this, you do have this fighter's energy, and you do have um a strong loyalty that you are willing to offer. So a lot of people see you as a protector. With the, yeah, um, people know that you're very valuable. I mean, it's abundantly clear. So I usually get the gear as working together, but I feel like it's slightly different here. With the gear is turning. I just got like mechanical precision. So like there's something, um, it's like you're able to move things forward for yourself in kind of a very precise, very logical, very controlled way. But you you seem to be both in contact with your heart space as well as in your headspace. You are somebody who's very balanced in both. I feel like you do skew a little bit more towards the logical, but that's not actually a bad thing. It's a what we don't want is a lack of balance. And you are somebody who has balanced yourself, and you've somebody who set yourself to a higher standard. Yeah, you very much have set yourself to a higher standard. And you're somebody who um comes through on that. And yeah, you so people do just straight up see your value, definitely see you as balanced, and want to be able to be more like you because of the extraordinary strength that you have shown, to be able to not only survive but thrive um, with the conditions that you had. All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. If you do want a free reading, I'm going to give away two as soon as I hit 5,000 subscribers. So make sure you're subscribed and comment. And we're going to move on to. Oh, I also want to say thank you to everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, and booking readings. It all matters, and I appreciate it. We're going to move on to our gorgeous pile number fours. Hello, my gorgeous pile number fours. How do others see you? The Hanged Man, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. All right, people see you as very, very nurturing, very heart focused, very practical. Like people want to be your best friend because you will both be incredibly sensitive and give them very practical advice. And you're very developed in both of these areas. And I feel like with the Hanged Man, you are often able to give people a completely fresh perspective that they may never have considered. With the Nine of Wands, are you very tired? Are you overworked? I feel like to some extent, like you're almost able to disarm people because you're able to give them this clarity. Like there's a lot of people who, okay, some of you have had to deal with this where there's somebody who doesn't even know you, but they come to you, like people, like a stranger will come and start telling you their life story. Um, and because on some level, they feel like you can help them and they're not wrong. However, it's not exactly fair to you, but people can sense that when they're in kind of this wounded animal energy where they're just trying to, protect and save themselves, when they don't know, when they just can't see past the thoughts in their mind, you're somebody that they seek out because you're you come off as somebody who's incredibly safe and wise. So it's like when people are at a stage where they're so broken that they're not fully broken maybe, but they're really at the end of their rope. A lot of people come to you because you are a safe haven who is able to help them release the prison of their minds. Now, again, this anybody who comes to you, it's ultimately their responsibility whether they grow. I mean, but you have a special gift where because a lot of people, no matter, even if they're giving the right advice, um, a lot of people can't get through. But you do have a special ability to come at things from an angle that's different, in an energy that's super um, supportive and non-threatening. That it often is able, way more than most people, to get through. Now, obviously, nobody's going to have a 100% record because some people are dealing with too many illusions. Some people truly don't want the help, but you're the person that they come to when they need it. And I feel like you are somebody who comes forward with truth, but you are very gentle with it. And as anybody who comes forward with truth, often that is a very difficult position to be in because, again, because people want to, people are defensive, people are tired, people don't want to have to maybe see themselves in a different light. But tell me the Seven of Cups. Are you an illusion? I feel like you dispel illusion. Yeah, you dispel illusion. You're very practical about it. And you are actually very, even though your base is kind of these more traditionally feminine energies, whether you're a male or a female, where it's well, where it's hearth and home and family and heart based, and loving, you represent a very safe place for people. And also when people come to you and they're stuck, you dispel illusions, which, and you also don't enable them being stuck. I mean, you listen to their problems, but you're going to give them a practical solution, which again can sometimes put you in difficult positions. So, how do others see you? Ace of Wands. So ultimately, people see you as passionate. Um, People see you as inspirational, and partially because you move forward on your, yeah, you very much practice what you preach. So when people come to you because they need a new perspective, you give them that new perspective. But when you're in the same kind of place, you also take your own advice. When you're also somebody who's willing to look at things from a different perspective, maybe see if there is something that you can do about the problem. Yeah, you are a very introspective human being. And once you find that inner knowledge, you very much take action on it. You can occasionally um, get stuck on a problem, and maybe for a while. But the thing is, as soon as you know, you take action. As soon as you finish with your quest of clarity, you act on it. How do others see you? Queen of Swords. So you're the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Queen. Like, people see you as very well rounded, and like they see you. While they do see you as this really tender, safe space, they're aware, or at least the people who know you are aware, that there are lines you don't cross with you. That you're going to be this safe foundation, this armor, but they know that there is they know that they can't, just get away with bad behavior with you. That you, again, you're going to tell them the truth. People also know that, you know, that you are going to come forward with the truth. And that there is a point beyond which they shouldn't mess with you. So the Six of Swords, the Four of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. Like, yeah, like, because if you will move over, like, if somebody is like constantly giving you Five of Swords energy, where they're, doing a lot of self-sabotage, or if they're doing a lot of sabotage to the relationship, they're just trying to be right, whether or not they're right. Like, if people come forward with bad energy, you'll cut the loss and move on. You're willing to be selective. Do people feel like you're indecisive? I don't. I feel like people realize that you have options. Um, and I feel like they don't want to, they don't want to be out of your focus. That you do need to offer value, or it's not even that, if they're awful, you'll cut them out. But if people don't offer a lot, then they'll just get less of your attention. So with the Eight of Pentacles, yeah, people see you as very hardworking. So the only one, you have the Ace of Wands, but the only queen you don't have is the Queen of Wands. People see you as loving and kind and giving and strong. People also know that you're willing to take risks, to have, big new beginnings. Like, you follow your inspiration. So some people want a new chapter with you specifically. You do. There are some people who are really passionate about you. However, you are selective, and people need to bring you the real thing. Um, you're not you're not going to choose somebody to pass the time. You're not going to choose somebody until things are better. You are just going to keep on moving on what your new chapter is. I feel like occasionally people have acted badly, um, and that's part of why that they realize that there is this cutoff and this, brand new beginning. Like, you will definitely start over. Yeah, because you're very much in your power. So I'm not getting that you have a scary energy, because I feel that's not the case. You have this very warm, loving, like, super attracting, especially to people who are dealing with things right now. Like those people do seek you out. But um, what people find terrifying about you is that you can be this loving, this kind person, and you can cut them off. So people fear that you won't pick them, that you will move on from them. And if they don't offer you, if they don't, like, if somebody's just using you, that's exactly what's going to happen. And again, the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Wands, new beginning, like you do inspire a lot of passion. Like people um have a lot of physical attraction to you. Um and they also have a lot of emotional attach. Like you get people in their emotions. Um and I feel like you're attractive to both people in the friendship sense as well as in the romantic physical sense. Um, but the people who are into you are very into you. So I've got the daughter charm. Like some of you may have a child. Some of you, I feel like the daughter is for some of you, but it's not for most of you. A lot of you, I feel like, whether you're male or female, and I know that so many female cards have come out, but that's just energy, that doesn't have to do with gender. But with the daughter, even though that's gendered too, I feel like you've done so much reparenting of yourself. Again, because you are this very introspective human being. So you've done a lot. You've had to go into unresolved childhood issues, and really deal with those. But on top of that, you've had to, show that child in you the love. And in fact, in the letting that child have a healthy and safe environment, believe that is actually one of the reasons why you're so mature, because you're not fully denying that part of yourself. You aren't letting that charge place that part of yourself be in charge, unless like you've learned that you may need to let yourself have a day off or something along those lines. That you've learned that you need to be kind to yourself, which is absolutely why you will move on from people. But again, you're very much in your power, and you take full responsibility for yourself. Um, in addition to that, you're even though you have these things to offer, and even though people in struggle seek you out, you're also unwilling to take responsibility for their growth. You give, it's like you give them what they need to know, and then you release it, where they can act or not act. I feel like a lot of people want to be able to work with you. Like they want to be able to cooperate, to interact. Again, like you are very emotionally attractive. People want to be on the inside with you, and they do not want to be on the outside. I will say you demand relationships that work. You demand connections that function. And you are somebody that's, yeah, people like people definitely fall in love with you. People like see you as like the person that they want to have in your life. I feel like a lot more people than you can accommodate. Um, that being said, like I feel like you definitely, are both willing to give and receive. Um, but yeah, people want to have this loving and stable connection with you. Like again, because you not only inspire a lot of you inspire a lot of stability and love and passion, and people know that they can lose you. I feel at the same time, even though you are this really kind creature, um, you have a lot on your heart. And I feel like, yes, you have heart based connections. Like you are actually a very heart focused individual still. But you have gone through a lot of twists and turns, a lot of pain. So your heart isn't just open to anybody. Again, you won't just choose anybody. And people are very much aware that they're not going to run into another person like you. That you are, at a level where you should absolutely be treated like the royalty, at least on an emotional, logical, practical space. You are hyper developed in all those areas. And in some ways, you do follow your passions, but you don't let your passions control you. But you have this immensely nurturing energy that somewhat closed off thing, that's only because you keep things for yourself at some level. Like there's a line where somebody has to give you something better for them to come that close. But you're still somebody who is very nurturing, very nourishing to the people around you. You are somebody who has taken the the problems in your life and you have smoothed them over and even made them valuable. And again, you are this mature, strong, well-developed human being, and part of it is because you do allow the joy, the the magical, the happy side of you to shine and play. Like you definitely pay your bills, but you don't need to be serious on every moment of every day. You're not really trying to prove anything. So with the owl, yeah, you have a lot of wisdom. And with the Queen of Swords, you also have a lot of intelligence, but wisdom is applied. You're very much what you throw out. What you throw out as advice, you apply. You definitely don't tell people to do anything that you wouldn't do yourself. So people ultimately see you as limitless. So thank you so much. I do appreciate you. If you do want a free reading, I'm going to give away two as soon as I hit 5,000 subscribers. Oh, it's 222 on the clock, so that's for some of you. So to be part of the giveaway, you just have to be subscribed and comment. And again, it's at 5,000 subscribers. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. It all matters, and I'm very appreciative. Thank you.